living life right, like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Flashing red lights, driving at night, windowless ride, feeling alive. Nothing in sight, forever in flight. Follow those lines, we'll make it this time. Blurry street lights, work as a guide to memories that we're making tonight. Oh yeah, we'll make it tonight. Yeah. I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore, so just don't be ignored. Go ask for more, go ask for more. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit.
What now? We on the chase to the sundown. We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up. Chasing, chasing, chasing. Every day we chasing, chasing, chasing. No time to be wasted. Look, taking the lead, we don't follow. We need it now, not tomorrow. Don't care what they say, not changing the pace. Working too hard to be last in the race. So much time in the day, and it ain't none to waste. Working this hard to be one of the greats. Whatever it takes, put that on the plate. Life is a gamble, we raising the stakes. Moving the bar up so high. Been on our grind, for life. Bringing the light, you just so bright. We shining, platinum sound cool, but we trying to reach diamond. Hard work pays off, that's perfect timing. Changing the world with this rhyming, it's priceless. We got the nicest by putting the time in. Can't be the greatest, you're not even trying. What now? We on the chase to the sundown. We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up. Chasing, chasing, chasing. Every day we chasing, chasing, chasing. No time to be wasted. What now? We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up. What now? We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up.
Hello? Man, I lost track of time. I apologize, mama. Go ahead and eat without me. I'm still on the grind.
I ain't touching home base by dinner time. All I can see is the finish line. Started, I gotta finish mine. It's get it time, anytime, hella long. I've been in line, I didn't mind at all. Wake and bake won't take a break at all. That's on my word, my boss. Naming lights gon' have to pay me twice or pay me no mind, and I don't mind at all. My grind is green, I am my job to inspire. I'm right behind Goats, a line that's been fired by a chain for a time. I ain't get hired, second wind kicked in, I probably won't get tired. Kevin Gates or Kevin Bacon, only 6 degrees of separation between me and the next level of elevation. Perseverance, the art of dedication.
What now? We on the chase to the sundown. We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up. Chasing, chasing, chasing. Every day we chasing, chasing, chasing. No time to be wasted.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in. How are we all doing tonight? It is Sunday evening, and that means we're back with the Infinite Racing League ACC PS5 Fall Series. It's round 6 of 8 here tonight, and it was a doozy last week. It's older from what I hear. 36 cars were on the grid, and probably made for a pretty crazy race if I had to guess. I haven't seen it yet, but 36 cars on any grid is going to make for a crazy race anywhere, I think. So here we are tonight. It looks like we've got 30 cars stacked up here tonight so far, with about 12 and a half minutes remaining in free practice. So this is what we see on screen right now. So welcome in on behalf of the Infinite Racing League, partnered with Coach Dave Academy. I'm your host for the evening. GT45 Gaming will be joined by our co-host Choco at some point in time here during the broadcast. So when that is, well, he always just likes to pop in fashionably late. So your guess is as good as mine, everybody. But welcome in, and should be an interesting night here. So it's round 6 of 8. The chase for the championship officially starts here tonight. This Donington Park. It's going to be an interesting race here tonight. This is a fairly quick racetrack, but there's a couple of sections in Donington Park here that really catch the drivers out. I've been watching free practice here for the last few minutes, and I have seen some pretty crazy moments in the chicane at about the midpoint of the racetrack. So passing here needs to be patient. It needs to be very precise. You need to really make note of where you are on the racing track, because really the racing line, sometimes the only line around some of these sectors side by side, is just not going to work out well typically for the driver that's on the outside end of that deal. Track limits are definitely going to be big here tonight. The drivers are going to have to keep it within those track limits, so they don't want to get those drive-through penalties. And there's an interesting little twist on the race here tonight. It's a 1-hour endurance race here tonight, and like every week of racing here at Infinite Racing League, we have a stipulation, some kind of stipulation for pits, and we don't have a pit mandate, so to speak, here today. The drivers, it's free range. They can take as many sets of tires as they want, etc., etc. However, what they are not allowed to do is take fuel in this race. So they need to take their full fuel load right at the beginning of the race start. They are not allowed to even take 1 liter of fuel within the 1 hour time allotted here in this race tonight, or possibly face, I would imagine, disqualification. I'm not sure what the repercussion of that is, but just don't do it. Let's put it that way. And as you can see here with the number 54 Ferrari here with Vic, you see how they swing wide out into the pit exit lane there to get the best optimal line through turn number 1 there. The drivers are really going to need to be aware there, especially as pit traffic is coming out. There's going to have to be some respect given there. Lucas finally safety meeting before getting back in the car. Fun track, lots of serious pace tonight. Yeah, well, it's a fun track, but it's not as easy as people seem to think it is. Donington Park's a fairly medium scale track here, I think, in my opinion. I have a little bit of experience on this racetrack myself with a set of cores of PlayStation 4, and it's no joke. So you really got to be on point here. And Lucas is, of course, hit the series here as well. So he's been racing well since he's jumped into the season here. And if he would have been here right from the beginning of the season, he could be one of those drivers potentially fighting for that overall championship here. So very interesting as things are breaking down. I don't know exactly where our championship point standings are sitting, because I don't know exactly what all shook down last week as I was away. But when Choco gets in, of course, he can lay it all out for us and let us know where everybody stands here as far as our championship point standings goes. So mega rhythm track, got to keep it at the whole hour. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Can't lose focus on this racetrack for a second. You'll miss a braking point. Dirty air will catch you out. That chicane has been catching drivers out all practice here so far. I've been watching. It's a doozy. The sausage curbs are really big there. You need to cut it to a point, but you got to cut it just right. Or if you don't get it right, those sausage curbs can really throw your car around. With traffic around you, especially early on in the race, it's going to be a dangerous situation. So it's going to be a pretty crazy, I would say, 2-3 laps right off the race start, and then things will probably settle down here at Donington Park. But it's going to be a you can see the conditions are cloudy here today too as well. It's not optimal sunny conditions for these drivers here. The track's going to be a little bit cooler, which is going to be good for the tires in a sense, but it's also going to be bad because it's going to make those curbs a little bit slipperier. It's going to make the track edge a little bit dicier. And although you can race side by side in I would say some of the parts of this racetrack efficiently, As you can see, the Ferrari making a mistake going through that chicane. Rapid Duck coming around him right there in the green car. Looks like he's fastest, 11th right now in practice here as he goes around the Ferrari. But it's that easy to make a mistake. And then we got this 180-degree hairpin corner leading up into the start-finish line. The final sector before the start finish line, sorry, another 180-degree corner to the opposite direction, essentially, to the start finish line here. I need a little refresher. It's been a while since I've been here, but great racing track. It's a technical racetrack when you need to be technical. The corners are difficult here, but there's lots of streets in between these technical sectors to kind of try and set the move up going into these technical sectors. You just got to be very patient. You got to be very precise with your moves here, and if you're gonna make that move, you definitely got to commit to it. So if not, well, all bets are off. All bets are off. We don't currently have game audio on. I am aware. I know we made a mistake in last night's broadcast. Again, I apologize to Race Asylum for that, but it doesn't change the fact that we still had a good race in our hands there. We'll have it on for you guys once things actually start kicking off here. So we've added something a little bit fun to the stream here today, and we'll see if we find opportunity to have a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, you'll know it when you see it. You'll know it when you see it. Brought back a little bit of an old school thing we used to do early in the early days of the stream. I forgot that was even sitting there. So we also got a new music feature that we just added to our software here as well. We got to do a little bit more looking into that before we play with it here, but it should make music some better styling music available to us through Streamlabs as well. Ooh, big mistake there. Huge hit from that number 3 Ferrari, a fluke there, and hopefully he gets out of his system before race time there. That was coming out of that final corner just a little too early on the throttle. The car threw around on him there, and well, he went and had a little chat with Barry there. And well, Barry rewarded him with a pretty smashed up front end of his race car. So I don't want to do that under hot conditions. Hey, how you doing, Riley? How you doing, my man? Hope you're doing fantastic, brother. What's going on, Queen Killer? All right, so we got about 5 minutes and 20 seconds left here in free practice, and well, I went live a little earlier than normal today, apparently. Usually we have track maps and stuff to fill that hole with, but I don't have any made for a lot of the tracks here on the Set of Corsa Competition. Of course, the maps that are shown from time to time here on the streams are made for GT7 platform, not a Set of Corsa Competition platform. So that work is done on a volunteer basis for some dedicated community members here in the community. So obviously it's not something we expect, but we definitely appreciate when they pass us some. So we just don't have some of these tracks available right now, so I do apologize for that, but it doesn't change the fact that it's an absolutely doozy of a racetrack. We've been sitting on board here with Vic here, and this is an opportunity for the drivers to kind of final test their tunes before race time, basically. So that's what we're doing here. Fluky's got the backup car out right now, and it looks like a lot of the drivers are comfortable enough with the condition of their car here for tonight's race. It looks like Joy Boy Returns here is back as well. He's got, it looks like WRL Fish right there beside him. A little side-by-side action between the Ferrari and the Lamborghini here in free practice. And are we going to see the over-under here? We are going to see the old cut back there, and it's going to be a nice little drag race, but it looks like the McLaren's got just got a better run there coming out of the corner. But pretty fun stuff right there from all of the drivers here. A little pre-race, you know. A great respect showing there by the drivers. What else we got here? We got Franz back here too as well in the BMW. And again, this is just free practice, so this is just the drivers kind of dialing in the cars right now. You know, just warming up, getting everything moving, making sure there's no final unforeseen ghosts or issues in these cars right before they take the qualifying conditions here. So Franz here currently sitting 19th in free practice right now. We got Oreo African back on track here this week. We got Rapid Duck here. He was also here last week. I believe finished on the podium last week as well, if I'm not mistaken. one of our senior drivers, of course. We got Kazumitsu here, back this week as well. I'm not sure if he was in last week. Johnny B is our defending champion, carrying the number 1 on his race car there, so he's definitely going to be looking for a good showing here tonight. Got MX Bloxham, who lost that championship title to Johnny B last series here, so going to be looking to try and get that back potentially here. CERN currently second fastest on the racetrack right now in free practice. We got Fish here, he's 4th fastest right now, and McLaren's looking very strong here early on in free practice. We got the 86 Nacho gearbox here having a bit of an issue. We got McCrank in pit lane. Call Me CJ's out here. He's also in a McLaren, and we're very McLaren Ferrari heavy field here this season. But that doesn't mean that those have been the cars that have been dominating, though. We've seen the Porsches win. We've seen Lucas come in with an Aston Martin here as well and win his first race of his set of Corsa Competition career, as a matter of fact. So, and followed it up with a pretty good performance last week as well. So, some of our GT7 drivers coming over and dabbling a little bit here on the ACC PS5 platform and showing that racing skill is racing skill. It's not really, so some people just have it built in them, and a couple of our drivers here in the series from the GT7 community have definitely shown that early on this season. Some of it is just natural to some, I guess, just natural to some. Some of us, we got to work quite a bit harder to find that natural pace, I like to call it. So, speaking of, we got Lucas right here, number 36 Aston Martin here. Again, 5th fastest currently right now in practice. It was in the Facebook chat saying he's feeling pretty good about his pace here tonight. So, could be looking for, at least a top 5 finish, I would assume, here tonight. He's a competitor. That's all there is to it. Obviously, we're very familiar with Lucas here at GT45 Gaming. We see him on a lot of different league broadcasts throughout the whole community there. He's all over the place, racing all over the place. So we got Aries Rebos here. And he's that sleeper car. MX Bloxham called a couple of weeks ago there him to come out for the win, and if he didn't come out and absolutely pot a beauty win there for Porsche, and he's been racing really well. So I'm not sure what his result was last week, but he has been a top 10 driver all season long here with this first season. Here at the Sunday series as well with Infinite Racing League. We got GLR Seal here in 15th position. We got Vic here in 24th place. Fluka here sitting currently in 12th. We're just going to go check out our streaming platforms here, because the one thing I noticed is my live alert has not, there it goes, gone up in Discord, but it has. All right. All right, everything's looking pretty cool, mean and lean. So let's keep it rocking and rolling here. There we go. So free practice is officially over now. Of course, I'll have 3 minutes to get the cars back into pit lane, cool them down, and we're going to get ready for qualifying conditions here. So we'll take it over to the big screen. We'll throw on some game audio. We'll do that right now so we don't forget. And get ready to do 15 minutes qualifying. So it's going to be 15 minutes for 30 drivers here, it looks like today. It says 31 there on the screen, I know, but that's because I am in the lobby, so I am counting as one of those numbers. But I am, of course, in the booth, not on the racetrack, unfortunately. We haven't had a whole lot of chance to dabble on PlayStation 5 instead of course as a racer myself yet, so definitely need to get back in touch with it a little bit, especially since all the recent updates. It's been a few months since I've been able to play behind the wheel anyway. Alright, there we have it. We are officially under qualifying conditions. And I believe that was either Johnny B. Rapid Duck looks like he's our first one out here, so let's jump on with Rapid Duck here. Let's go through our order here real quick. We got Rapid Duck, Josh Hartz, SJ Smokey, we got Lucas, we got Kazumitsu, Johnny B, GLR Racer, JP, Vic, Franz, MX Blocks, Fluka, WRL Fish. We're just going to call him Fish. because of the tongue twister factor. A new face here to me. We got Delta Mike, we got Aris Rebos, we got Nacho Gearbox, Damn Cat coming in from the GT7 community. We have GLR Seal, we got McCrank, Call Me CJ, Oreo Africa, Joyboy returns, Butler Racing, Rock Lee, and Needham's in that Sky McLaren. We got Racing Hobo here in 26, we got JDR in 27th, we got Savage In on track here as well in 28th, we got Hi My Name Is in 29th, and Tango 2 in 30th. So 29 of our 30 drivers are returning drivers here tonight in round 6. Oh, sorry, I take that back. 28 of our 30 drivers, as I'm not sure who Smokey is either, but was 3rd place in free practice in the Nissan GTR, which is fantastic. We love to see it. And you know, in all honesty, I almost got to go and give that car a try. I've never driven it on ACC. I just have to. Can't help it. I'm a bit of a Skyline fan myself, so I can appreciate anyone who takes the beast out on the racetrack here at Santa Corsa, because I do believe it's not an easy car to drive. So it is Rapid Duck here to lead us around for the first hot lap, and let's see what he's got. Ooh, big moment is what he's got going on there, and he's gonna have to let the next driver through here. I'm not sure who that is. I believe that was Josh Hart in behind him there. Whew, scary moment right there for Duck, as he just tires aren't quite up to temperature yet there, and he got on the throttle a little too hard on that curbing, and boy did he ever kick the back end of that McLaren out. So he's going to let, I'm not sure if that's Bloxham or Johnny B through there. I believe that's Bloxham through in front there, and let Bloxham take charge here now. So a little bit of a tense moment right there from Rapid Duck. And there we go, let's jump on with Bloxham here now, as I believe he's our lead car out here now in qualifying. Maybe not. I'm not sure who that was. Well, nonetheless, we'll sit on board with Bloxham here as he gets his first recorded lap in. It needs 15 minutes here. This chicane has really tossed a lot of drivers out here in free practice today too. We've seen a lot of spins in that chicane, so we can definitely be keeping our eye out for that to be a trouble spot here on the racetrack today. This corner provides some great battling as well, and of course the leading left-hand, not quite 180-degree corner coming up to the start-finish line also leads up to some great overtaking opportunity as well. So you're going to be an interesting race here at Donington Park today, and yeah, I mean, all we can do is just get in our seats, get settled in, and wait to see. So Bloxham currently sitting on pole position, but he is one of the first drivers to come across the start-finish line. Lucas is currently running there in 2nd place as he comes across on his first official lap, and of course this is going to jump around a little bit. Craig comes through there with a 129.067. That's good enough for 20th right now, it looks like. Call Me CJ currently sitting in 4th place here, has a 29.492. We got an invalid lap here. There we go. We're coming to a driver coming near the Needham's here in the Sky McLaren to put his first official lap into the race, as he's got this final corner to go here before he makes that short little run to the start-finish line here. So it's not a very large run. Barely enough room to line all these cars up 2x2 here without them going around the corner. It's a 128.597 here, good enough for 4th place. So that was a good first lap there from Needham's. Let's see who else we got here. Hi, My Name Is currently sitting in 3rd place. 128.572 is that 3rd place time. What do we got here? We got Josh Hart. Oh, we have just a big moment of cars getting it all wrong right there. The Damn Cat, Johnny B, looked like Rapid Duck, and Josh Hart here, all kind of getting having some tense moments here in qualifying. When you got 30 cars on the grid, you only got 15 minutes to qualify. It does get a little bit congested, so it takes a little bit of cooperation and teamwork from all parties involved, and sometimes that communication gets a little bit mixed up, but hey, that's life. That's just the way it happens here. So let's joke here too. I apologize. I need to make sure everything is working properly. Appears so. Alright, so Josh Hart's currently 3rd, so 27.5 6.2, so I'm not sure what we should expect to see for times here. JP, current pole sitter right now is a 26.727. Now, big hitter back on track here, so he's definitely going to be one of those drivers pushing up for a win here today. We got JDR here in 29th, been away for a few races. Welcome back to him. Lucas is currently running in 5th. That's about where he was in free practice as well. Butler Racing is still in pit lane. Smokey is sitting in 17th here, just actually dropped down to 18th as GLR Racers BMW etched in front of him there. The Damn Cat currently sitting in 24th. We got Ares Rebos here in 9th position in that course, so far holding top 10 here in qualifying, and currently up on his lap right now. It's not by much, but let's stick with him here as he's got a few corners remaining in this lap here. The chicane, like I said, about the midway point of this racetrack, maybe a little past the midway point of this racetrack, as it kind of takes us into this double hairpin sector before the start finish line. Again, a right hand true 180 and then a left hander, not quite 180, I'm going to say maybe 165, 170, but nonetheless two very difficult corners here. Which could potentially be more as well. I'm going to have to do some research on Donington. I'm not sure what the radius of that final corner is there. It could actually potentially even be more than that. It could be maybe a 210, but nonetheless, you got to be patient with both those corners. You really got to maximize car momentum and just kind of let the car do what it naturally wants to do in a corner of that kind of nature, and just use all of your racetrack on exit. So Ares Cerebos here still in 9th place. 128.165, we got 128.3 here in 11th place. I mean, the grid is tight here, and that's another Porsche driver. We got a yellow flag here somewhere on the racetrack. Looks like just before the start finish line there. Looks like a driver making a mistake on exit and going and have a little chat with the pit wall there. We've seen that a few times here in free practice as well. It's going to be an interesting race tonight. Really key is going to be just keeping your car safe here, I think, and staying consistent. I think if you have those two things going for you tonight, you should be looking at I would take a top 10 finish here tonight. 128.045 here from Fluka in place currently right now. We got Delta Mike on track. He's in a Ferrari here. He's also currently sitting in 21st. It's a 130.7, so I mean about a 4-second difference from front to back of the field, 4.5 maybe call it. Joy Boy returns here in 18th. It's 28.985, so the mid-pack is splitting hairs basically when it comes down to the gap between each driver right now. An improvement could potentially jump you up 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 spots. Even we got Savage in 11th place here. Again, another one of these drivers like Ares Rebos, you know, he's a silent sleeper. He stays cool, he stays calm, he sticks to his plan, he tries to stay as consistent as possible, and as long as he keeps his car safe and sound, he will be up in the top 10, mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. Tango 2 here in 15th position. Yeah, new look here on this race car today, looking styling here with this new red, white, and I guess kind of a black hinted scheme. We got GLR Racer here. He's in his gold and white BMW here today as well. So some of the guys changing up their paint jobs a little bit here, coming into Donington Park, just to signify that it's getting down to the wire here, ladies and gentlemen. Frolin's in 20th place here, so about the same pace as he was in free practice. And then, I mean, obviously that's what you're looking for in qualifying conditions. We got Oreo African here in 28th position, but he's almost a full second up. Lost a little bit of time coming out of that sector, and he is running into some traffic here, but he is up 1.2, so he gained a bunch there, and now he's losing a bunch here. So again, you just want to try and leave yourself as much space as possible when you're qualifying. It's so hard when you have 30 cars on the grid. I believe it's only like a 4.5 mile racetrack here at Donington Park as well, maybe a little less, so not a ton of space for 30 cars to qualify with an ample amount of room, especially when we got you know, Pro-Am, and well, what we like to call, I hate to say it rookie, but I guess that's essentially what they are. I mean, brand new drivers right to the game, which is signified by colors essentially on the scoring board. So the white is our pro drivers essentially, red is an amateur driver or a new driver, rookie driver, and then you have I think it's bronze and silver. Bronze would be your next step out of red, and then silver is that Pro-Am step up, I guess. And I'm not sure if there's a gold level or not. I thought there was, but again, just not unfamiliar. So you see how my name is there with the silver number tag. You see Racing Hobo there with the silver number tag, essentially Pro-Am drivers. All the drivers in the white essentially are pro drivers. John coming in with that thumbs up. Dude, what is up, my guy? Kazumitsu here in 16th position as well. We've got Johnny B in 6th place, so this is our defending champion from Summer Series 2, and definitely looking to try and repeat here in our Fall Series, but the competition has gotten very, very stiff up in the top 10 here. You know, we used to just say the top 3 or 4 drivers. Now it's the top 10 drivers here in this series as it's progressed and continues to grow. So it is getting feisty here in the ACC competition market. That's for sure. We got we got Fish. We're just gonna call him Fish. Right here, 5th place. He's new face to me. I'm not sure who this driver is, but he obviously is very quick as he's currently sitting in 5th place in qualifying here. We have 4 minutes remaining, so about 2, maybe 3 laps, depending on where you're at in the racetrack, to try and best your best time, basically. Crank right now sitting in 8th place, doing very respectable here. He's really turned it up here this season compared to previous seasons. He just seems to be in a rhythm here right now and really enjoying the racing. He's really showing the results on the racetrack here as well. Call me CJ here, currently sitting in 17th position. Flasher Blades, who's currently fastest? Right now it's going to be JP, still currently fastest on the racetrack. Can't connect, you're all good. No rush, Joko, we're here, buddy. So our co-hosts having a little bit of issues at security here at the racetrack. Security is giving our co-host the beans in behind the scenes here, so hopefully he can get that all sorted out here. You know, you got to quit losing your visitor pass, Joko. Come on, man. I tell you what. Needham's here in 11th position. Sky McLaren looking very strong here tonight. McLaren in general looking very strong here around Donington tonight. That's not, I mean, there's no disputing it. McLaren pretty much holding out the top 4 positions, and I believe Lucas still in 5th place. We'll break that up a little bit. We got Josh Hart sitting in 3rd. We got Johnny B now currently fastest on the racetrack here. Nope, he's not. He's 7th. See, JP. It is JP. It's 26.467. So still in the mid 26s here. So it is splitting hairs right now between these drivers up front. Rapid Duck's currently sitting in 6th. Savage Inns moved up a couple spots, sitting in 9th place here right now. Smokey moved up a couple spots from 25th to 23rd around that time as well. It's getting feisty out there. A minute and 48 seconds remaining in qualifying here. Lucas has actually moved himself up into 4th place at 27.3. Oh yeah, no worries, John. We got Butler Racing here in 29th. I know Jakey was having some connection issues here today on the server, and I think obviously that's ultimately why he's not on track here right now as well, which is unfortunate for him. But, well, it doesn't matter what platform we race on, they all have their various forms of issues, so. Got GLR Seal here in 10th position. We got Vic here in 28th. We got Fluka up into 11th place. We got Delta Mike and the Damn Cat here, both. An incident there between the two, maybe. I'm not sure. A little bit of a question mark on that one, but what do you do? We got Tango 2 here in 15th position, and I mean, I'm only one guy trying to watch 30 cars, and the camera crew makes it very limited to how we can move around the racetrack looking at said cars. So hopefully, here are please ACC, please. We would like that spectator mode a little more developed here on the PS5 version. That'd be beautiful. Por favor, por favor. Alright, so I'm not sure what that was. I think that's just Franz bailing. I think is what that was. I think he was just trying to get out of the way of hot lap traffic. I think he was calling that qualifying there as he was pulling off the racetrack. Heading the pit lane, we have Oreo in the 26th, Rapid Duck here in 6th place. So we know this driver is one of the elite drivers in this series, and he's only sitting in 6th place right now in qualifying. So that just goes to show you the strength of the top end of this field right now. Kazimitsu, don't count this driver out either. He is a very fast, quick driver himself. That 17th position here in qualifying definitely does not dictate the race pace and the potential for that driver to bring home a win. Johnny B's coming through. He's only in 9th place here on the grid right now currently. Bloxham sitting in 3rd place on the grid. Fish is 5th place here on the grid, and he's on a flyer still, I think, and he is up actually. So let's sit with him here as he tries to get this lap in before race control cuts him off here. Let's see what happens. He's just got a couple of corners remaining. He gets through the chicane, and he's validated that lap, so it's unfortunate there for him. Notcher Gearbox in 22nd position, just cut that second chicane a little too much there. The Crank moves up a spot into 7th place. Call Me CJ moves up 2 spots into 15th there. Rock Lee is down. And Needham's in 13th. We got Racing Hobo in 29th. Hi, my name is what in 14th. We got Josh Hart up into 2nd position here. So you can see it is a very McLaren heavy up front here. JP in the Lamborghini though, and this driver just seems to be on a different level than the rest of the field in that Lamborghini. McLaren's been strong all season, but JP's showing that that Lamborghini could be just as competitive against these McLarens and Ferraris here. So you know, it doesn't necessarily come down to the machinery, but the driver and the tune in the machinery. So you know, GG's to JP on pole position here, and we're going to sit on board, not quite with our front running drivers here. We're going to sit on board in the front end of this field for our race start, but hopefully Choco can get in and we can get some insight here on what this championship looks like here from, of course, one of our main administrators here at Infinite Racing League, also a commentator. So let's see how it all breaks down. But that was some pretty interesting qualifying. It's going to be JP on pole. It's going to be Josh Hart in 2nd, Bloxham in 3rd. It's going to be Rapid Duck in 4th, Lucas in 5th, Fish in 6th, McCrank in 7th, Fluka in 8th, Johnny B in 9th, and Sabish in rounding out the top 10. Moving down to the second part of our field is GLR Seal, Eris Rebos in 12th, and Needham's in 13th. Hi, my name is in 14th. Call Me CJ in 15th, Tango 2 in 16th, Kazimitsu in 17th, Rock Lee in 18th. Got Franz in 19th. We got JDR here in 20th. We got Joe Boy Returns in 21st, Notch with Gearbox in 22nd. We got Smokey here in 23rd, GLR Racer in 24th. We got Delta Mike in 25th, the Damn Cat in 26th, Oreo African in 27th. Apex Jakey is on track here in 28th position. We got Vic in 29th. We got Butler Racing here in 30th. Racing Hobo in 31st position. So, all right, there we go. We've got 31 drivers out of the paddock here now and ready to get underway. Now, however, I think the drivers that did not make qualifying may have to start from pit lane, so they're at a slight disadvantage, but in a sense, not at a disadvantage really, because they kind of miss all of that early corner bottle accordion chaos effect that happens when you have 30 plus cars on the grid. They kind of just get to come up and see the after effects of it and just pick up the pieces essentially. So not necessarily the worst spot to be, but with only an hour on the clock, it definitely makes it tough for charging through the field. Again, the drivers are mandated to take their full fuel load for the duration of this race before the start of this race. They cannot take any fuel in pit lane. They can come in and take tires if they choose to, but they are not allowed to take any fuel. Tires, brakes, repair services, no fuel in pits this week. So they need to take all the fuel that they need for the 60-hour time limit in this race to make the race. They can't stop for fuel. So that is our mandate for this week, and that's going to make these cars very, very heavy at the beginning of the race. It's going to make them want to push. It's going to make them want to slide. It's going to make them drive a little bit different. So it's going to be interesting to see how each one of these drivers manages that fact that they are going to have to take 100 probably between 90 to 100 liters of fuel to start this race, and that is definitely going to add some weight to the back end of these cars. We got Josh coming in with that thumbs up. How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a good night as well. So what we're going to see is a virtual safety car lap here, ladies and gentlemen, and then from there, of course, via radio communication, they'll be instructed to leave one at a time from their qualifying position, first to 31st position, to leave in single file, and they're going to take a controlled lap around the circuit. So about the first 2/3 of the lap will be done single file, and we'll see a few different things from these drivers. We'll see them swerving back and forth, we'll see them speed up, slow down, we'll see all kinds of weird things on the racetrack, and that's the drivers just trying to build up some air pressure in their tires, trying to warm their brakes up a little bit, ultimately, so they can have the most amount of grip than the driver beside them or chasing them or in front of them, to gain a couple early positions early on in the race. So that is the idea behind it anyways, but again, risk versus reward on lap 1, turn 1. From there, at about the 2/3 point, so right after the chicane, I'm guessing, nearing that first 180-degree hairpin corner, we're going to see race control instruct these drivers to line up 2 by 2 in their qualifying positions, and if race control is happy with how the cars are lined up, they will drop the green flag. Now, there's a few things the drivers need to keep in mind. They need to maintain a certain pace leading up to the start finish line, and they cannot break their formation, and they cannot pass another car. If you do any of those things before you cross the start finish line, you can be awarded a stop and go 30-second penalty, and that's most certainly going to hurt your chances come race time. You don't want to start on the back foot like that, so you really need to keep it prim and proper when it comes to your race start here on a set of course. These guys do not mess around. Track officials are very serious here, and if you refuse to clear that penalty, I believe it results in an immediate black flag and a disqualification from the race as well. So they don't mess around here, our race officials on ACC, and definitely not here at Donington Park. Again, we just to touch base that, of course, our track limits are going to be very important here tonight for our drivers as well. They're going to have to really make sure that they're not abusing the track limits here too much. I think you're only allowed 3 or 4 warnings from race control before they're going to assess a drive-through penalty, and then every infraction from there on, and basically just gets to be a stiffer and stiffer and stiffer penalty. So you really got to manage your track control here as well through the 1 hour race. So there's a lot on the line here. The championship is tight to the best of my knowledge. Again, if our co-host makes it in here tonight, he can come and break that down a little bit for us. But I mean, we are getting ready to go here. So this virtual car safety lap now is underway. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're about 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes away from our race start here tonight at Donington Park. Again, this is presented on behalf of the Infinite Racing League, partnered with Coach Dave Academy. If you need tunes, setups, or general how-to knowledge on how to get started here on a set of courses, whether it be the console or the PC platforms, head over to www.coachdaveacademy.com, and they have lots of great resources that are available for the experienced and the learning drivers here at a set of Corsa Competition. So when it comes to ACC, it is Coach Dave Academy, ladies and gentlemen. So great partner to have on board here. And of course, I'm the host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, hopefully to be joined by co-host Choco here at some point as well tonight, and family-friendly broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. So settle in. It's going to be an interesting race. Donington Park provides for good racing and some interesting moments. There's definitely some motorsport chaos clips involved with Donington Park. Usually we got 30 plus GT3 cars on the track, so there's always that. Unfortunate for those drivers involved in said incidents, but racing is racing, and it happens. It happens. We all know it's not a contact sport. Racing is a no-contact sport. However, we're human. Humans make mistakes. Machinery breaks, and things happen. That's why we have stewards. That's why we have race officials to sort all that out post-race. Yeah, it's an intricate little process. Racing, whether it's real-life racing or sim racing. Now, the benefit to sim racing, and there's a couple of great benefits to sim racing. One, we don't have to foot the bill for the $500,000 race cars that we just put into the wall during practice. So there's that. And two, when the tracks are shut down, we can still race on them. So that is the beautiful thing about sim racing. All right, so we are starting to line up 2x2 right about the point of that final chicane there, I said. So here we go. We're going to be lined up 2x2 in our qualifying order, and this race will be started off here by our Lamborghini driver JP, the number 15 blue and black Lamborghini. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting very close here as we're heading around our final corner today. Kick them tires, light them fires. We're about to go racing, chat. We are just now waiting for that green flag to go, and we are green, 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 and here we go. All right, the races are off. Let's get some here. And it's a great start by the whole field here. JP tries to get a good jump. He's got the inside position here coming into turn number 1, and we're sitting on board here with a third place driver currently here, and ooh, a couple drivers going out wide there, and it looks like, ooh, I think I've seen potentially a Mercedes spun off in the background there, but maybe not. No, we're looking good. Looks like we have one car still waiting to start from pit lane. I think it's a 30-second wait before they get to come out of pit lane too. So I think there's 1 or 2 cars there starting from pit lane here, but right now, very early on, it is a pretty settled race start here from our race leaders. We have the JP leading the charge here. He has Josh Hart very close in behind him there with the next Bloxham in third place. Bloxham has a little bit of a separation between the first and second place car right now, and he has Rapid Duck all over the back end of him here. So Rapid Duck up to very quick positions here early on. We got Lucas right there in 5th place and behind, and it looks like Fish in 6th place there behind him. There go the tires on the corner of the chicane, so that didn't take very long. Let's keep moving through our field here and see what we got as we continue on back through the field. Here we got Fish going up the inside into the hairpin there on Lucas, and that's going to be a 5th place move right there for the McLaren driver, and that was a very decisive move right there from Fish. And I did say at the beginning of the broadcast that these 2 final corners are great passing opportunities, as we got a side-by-side battle in behind there, I believe, between Fluka and McCrank there as well, and McCrank edges out Fluka for the position. So there we go, great passing moments right here so far early on in this race. We got an auto gearbox here in 18th. Let's get deep into the mid-pack here and see what's happening here. We got a big single file happening here, and then there's a little bit of a separation. So 29 cars on the grid, so 2 cars may not have been able to start here today or have ultimately just suffered catastrophic damage and have to call it a race here. But 31 were looked like it were ready to start here. 29 on track, moving a little bit of a bump there from Joy Boy Returns in behind on Nitro Gearbox here. You got to be very careful with any form of contact here on ACC. Even a little bump trapped in contact can cause damage to these rear and front diffusers on these cars, so you got to try and not make contact with that driver up in front. This is what makes this platform very, very tricky. Ooh, big slide right there from the crank, and that's going to put Kazimitsu right on the back bumper here, but the crank's going to go defensive here, and he's going to put him in on the outside of the next corner. And Kazimitsu gives him the old switcheroo there, and he's going to get the position done, so he goes nice and deep into the chicane. That was a great job right there by Kazimitsu. He committed to that corner and got the job done going into the chicane. So I did say that when you are passing here at Donington Park, you need to be committed. And we got a great battle in behind between Call Me CJ and Tango 2, and Call Me CJ is going to get the position in the hairpin, and boy, we are going to see some passes happening there in that corner all night long. And here we go, we're going to see a look in behind. We almost had a response right there from Tango 2 as he took a peek in behind there as he went and took his nose into the corner, but the line wasn't there, so he just respectfully stayed in line. And boy, what a race we got going on right here, right now. And behind us a battle between Joy Boy Returns and Nitro Gearbox here as well. And I'm just scared to hit the camera button because I feel like we're gonna miss it here if we do. So then we got Joy Boy Returns. It did get by there. It looked like we had the other driver get loose there and go into that right-hand side wall there, and that's going to be contact there, and I'm assuming that's going to be an unscheduled pit stop there, unfortunately, for that driver. So you hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen. You hate to see it. We got Hi, My Name Is here in 13th position right now, and he's also in a McLaren. Again, lots of McLarens and Ferraris in this field here today, but right now the race being led by a Lamborghini, so there's that. Alright, but Hi, my name is in 13th place here. He's got a small little gap to the two guys in front of him, which is Aris Rebos and Needhams in the Sky McLaren. He's got Kazi and McCrank in behind him there. Kazi did a great move. McCrank coming right into the chicane that we just seen the drivers go through. And there we go. Aris Rebos going to take a look on Needhams here for 11th position up the inside of that hairpin. And oh man, we are going to see passes there all day long. It is such a beautiful corner. And Aris Rebos going to get the job done. And boy, these are some great passes here being had by all our drivers right now. This is a fantastic race start here tonight at Donington Park, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause here for all the drivers as, well, fantastic racing start here. All right, Josh Hart, let's go see what's happening back up front here. We got JP still in the lead of this race. He's got about just under a second gap on Josh Hart here in second place. So it's nice to see Josh back here because he's also a competitor. This guy can drive. You got Bloxham tucked right in behind him here. I mean, Bloxham is tucked right underneath that rear wing here right now. I guess the big question is Bloxham going to try and make something happen here in, well, what seems to be the favorite passing spot of Donington Park here, that first hairpin after the chicane leading into the final corner. So he does need to close that gap up a little bit though here, as it's at about 0.3 right now. He's going to want to be just a smidge closer to use that slipstream to his advantage to get into position to take the inside track, or does Josh Hart defend? I mean, there is always that. I don't think Bloxham's going to be close enough to get up on the inside coming into the hairpin here. He is not, so he's just going to settle back in. And let's see if he gets a run on Josh here out of this hairpin and tries something up into the next corner. A little bit of a tougher corner to pass in this final corner. It's got a much tighter apex here, so if you get hung out on the outside of that corner, you're really compromising yourself when it comes down to the exit there. You can see Rapid Duck in 4th place, Fish in 5th there, and 1st and 5th place only separated by, as soon as our timer catches up here, 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds, so that's not bad. So JP leading the way, JP doing JP things. We got JDR here in 26th position, just coming back here after missing the early part of the season here as well. So welcome back to JDR. We got Egon coming in with a thumbs up on the stream. Lucas here in 6th position, and he's in that Aston Martin. So 2 or 3 of these guys on the track here, or scheduled to be on track here tonight. I believe only one of them made the track surface here at race start, and that is Lucas here. So it's starting to close in on Fish here. Fish made a real nice move on him there, heading into the first hairpin after the chicane there, and see if Lucas is maybe trying to respond to that here. So again, some of these drivers have their cars set up for the early run, some of these drivers have their cars set up for the long run. It all kind of depends on their pit strategies here, if there's even a pit stop scheduled in these driver strategies, that is. So nothing we're really doing here right now. Johnny B, our championship points defending champion, pardon me, here in 7th place, starting to close in on Lucas a little bit here as well. It's about a second gap here, so everything's just kind of cool, calm, collected up front there. We got Smokey here in the GTR, the only GTR on the racetrack, and he's currently sitting in 18th position, as Delta Mike behind in 19th. Joy Boy returns up in front in 17th position. We got Damn Cat here in 26th place, and he's about 5 seconds in behind the Lamborghini driver of JDR up in front, and Oreo African is about a pit stop behind TDC there. We got Aris Rebos in 11th place, and that is about where he's just sitting in formation here right now after that beautiful move on Needhams about 2.5, 3 laps ago, and doing what this driver does. I mean, he's settled into his rhythm now, it looks like, and he's just going to let the race play out as it plays out at this point now. All you can do as a race car driver is just take it one corner at a time, one lap at a time, and until the checkered flag waves, and hopefully you're the first one taking that checkered flag. You know, that's kind of really all you can hope for here. But it's 2 Porsches here in 10th and 11th place right now, and GLR Seal and the other Porsche up there in 10th right now. Just a second in behind 9th place driver, Ferrari driver Fluka here as well. Fluka was our 3rd place overall finisher in our Summer Series 2 as well. So trying to obviously repeat that, get back on the podium here this season, but the competition has most certainly gotten a lot more intense here this season compared to last. We have Tango 2 here in 16th. He's had a good race start here so far. He's half a second in behind Call Me CJ here right now, and it is a Ferrari versus McLaren, and a Ferrari behind Joy Boy returns. So 1.2 seconds right now to Joy Boy. And coming up, coming down, staying about the same right now. You can't really determine that until you have both cars come out of the exit, and I would say it's about the same, 1.1, 1.2 right now, 1.3, there we go. So Fluka here in 9th place. We were just looking and talking about this driver here, so we'll sit on board with Fluka here, number 3 Ferrari, that pink and blue Ferrari here. And chasing Sabagin in 8th place right now, 1.8 seconds in behind, and has both Porsche drivers there, 1.3 and 2.7 seconds in behind chasing as well. So it's just race pace, not missing your marks, obviously making sure you don't get those track limit penalties. You don't want the track limit penalties, and keeping the car safe. Right now, most of the drivers up in the top 20 looks like have kept the cars relatively safe here. We're not seeing a lot of damage or paint swapping on these cars here up in front, but that is going to be a potential track limit warning right there for Delta Mike as Kazimitsu is closing in there. That's about a half-second gap between him and Kazi, so I'm not sure what happened to Kazi here. He was up in the further part of the field, must have made a mistake. I don't see any damage on the race car, so I don't think it was contact related. I think it was probably just a mistake somewhere in a spin. We got Joy Boy returns here, and he's definitely got some damage to the backside of this Ferrari here right now, and he's still holding pretty strong here in 17th place. Not quite the top half of the field, but can see the top half of the field just up ahead of him, and that's Tango 2 and Call Me CJ there. Brock Lee coming in for a pit stop, so not sure if that's a damage related pit stop or if it's a scheduled related pit stop, but we'll just continuing on here. We got Sabagin in 8th position, and it's 5.2 seconds behind Johnny B, who's about half a second behind Lucas, who's about half a second behind Fish, and so on and so forth up front there. So very close pace up in the top 6 right now. It's the top 7 right now. And nothing really changing here. It's the race has settled in very quickly here. GLR Racer in 22nd position. We got Franz here in 18th position right now. So some more movements on the front end of this BMW here. A little bit of contact either with a wall or another car, and he's got Kazi now chasing him down. So Kazi has gotten around Delta Mike and now on the track to Franz here in 18th position, and the gap is 0.7 seconds right now. So let's just keep our eye on this as these guys continue around here. Kazi, again, maybe taking a little bit too much track there, but potentially worth it if it's just a warning or a warning and not an actual track limit violation. And there we go, coming out of the hairpin there, he gets a great run, but that's going to put him on the outside here coming into the final corner, and that's definitely not ideal. He's going to take a wide entry here. He's looking for that over-under. Can he make it stick? He cannot. Good defense there by Franz. He shortens out his exit a little bit there and makes sure that he closes the door on that cutback move there. And Kazimitsu just has to settle back in behind that BMW here for the time being and wait for another opportunity. But that was a great attempt right there. You could see it all in the setup there as Kazi went really wide. Coming into the corner entry there, and that was ideally to shorten up that exit corner and try to get inside of that BMW, but the BMW read that and just placed the car in the right spot at the right time on corner exit there. Kazi unfortunately couldn't get it done there, so great defense right there by Franz. This great little battle right here for 18th and 19th position between Kazi and Franz here. And just to be behind too, just noted is Delta Mike. I mean, he's just lingering right there, 2 seconds in behind. So Franz obviously has good pace here. Kazi isn't, continuing to apply the bumper-to-bumper pressure that you would normally expect to see in a battle. Kazi may have decided that, hey, you know what, the driver's got pretty good pace here. I'm just going to just sit in behind him here and save my car for a bit, maybe too. It's hard to say, but a little bit of a mistake there. And again, taking a lot of liberty on that curbing there. And I don't know how much liberties the race officials are giving these drivers, but I don't think that they're quite giving them that much there. And you can see a blue flag situation here. Oreo just getting out of the way of Sabashin and Fluka there. So Sabashin's starting to lose time to Fluka there. It's 1 second now, so Fluka closing in, so lap traffic may be starting to play somewhat of a factor here. Now we're starting to see the gaps open up here in this front pack. So we got JP still in the lead of this race. He's got 1.8 seconds to second place blocks him, so he's got a cushion, and that's about all it is. It's not really a comfort zone, it's just a cushion and a gap. He's got him broke free of the slipstream at least. Oh no. And just as we're talking about it, we got MX Bloxham is going to be slapped with a drive-through penalty for track violation. And oh boy, second place driver is going to have to go serve that drive-through penalty, and that's going to seat him back in towards the 18 top 20 into the field here, I think. And that is super unfortunate there for MX Bloxham as he comes in to clear that drive-through penalty right away. He knows that it's just better just to get it done and get it out of the way because he has got some work to do here now. Oh boy, Franz is along for the ride here right now. And I don't know. Oh, he looks like he manages to keep it out of the wall there. He's just got it stopped on the side of the racetrack there. And boy, oh boy, he went for a ride right there, Chad. Yeah, he was hanging on, and did a great job to keep that thing out of the wall. Kazi gets the position here in 18th place, and now it is about 8 seconds to 17th place. Driver Joyboy returns up in front. Johnny B here in 5th place. He's got 1.4 seconds to Lucas, 2.5 to Fish, 3.2 to Duck, and it's about 5.5 to 6 seconds to JP in the lead here right now. Ooh, and a little bit of oversteer moment there for Johnny B, and that you see that little twitch in the front end of that McLaren there, and he had to kind of gather that up a little bit there. So drivers are now going to be definitely thinking about these track limits, having to see MX Bloxham run that drive-through penalty. So it actually didn't put him back as far as I thought it was going to put him back. I figured it was going to put him back well into the mid-pack there. No, when things go wrong, they just go wrong, and things unraveling here for Bloxham as he misses that second part of that chicane there. After serving that drive-through penalty, that puts him in 9th place. He's about 1.5 seconds ahead of Eris Rivos, and he's about 3.5 seconds in behind Fluka right now. So he's going to have some work to do here. We got Fish now up into 3rd place. Lucas right there in 4th, and Rapid Duck in 2nd place. Now, decision time here for these drivers because JP has a gap. It's not a huge gap, but it's still a 4-second gap to Rapid Duck in 2nd place. If these guys start to battle for these podium positions this early in the race, all they're doing is helping JP continue to get a larger gap. When JP gets into a comfort zone gap, he's very, very hard to beat. So the 3 of these drivers really need to decide what is on their mind here, because if they want a shot at JP, they're going to have to play nice for a large part of this race. We got Notch Gearbox here in 25th place. We got Crank here in 14th position. We call me CJ in 15th place. We got Aaron coming in with thumbs up. How you doing, my guy? Hope you're doing fantastic. We've got Rock Lee here in 28th place, sitting in pit lane, and Needham's in the Sky McLaren still here in 11th place, but he has some pressure right now from Hi, My Name Is What in behind him, the Crank, and Call Me CJ. So we've got a nice little 4-car battle here. Call Me CJ is just a smidge off of this battle right now, but we've got about a 6-car cluster going on here as McCrank is going to take a look up the inside of Hi, My Name Is, and is he going to get the job done? No, he's not. Great defense there by Hi, My Name Is. Hi, My Name Is holds off the charge from McCrank, and in the process of doing so, Call Me CJ gains a position on McCrank. So instead of McCrank getting the position on Hi, My Name Is, he ends up losing a position to Call Me CJ in that attempted pass there. So Call Me CJ benefiting right there as he moves up 1 spot into this 6-car cluster here. And we'll stick with this for a minute. Great little battle happening here in the mid-pack with 41.5 minutes remaining in this race. That's right, Still 41.5 minutes remaining in this race. It is far from over yet today. And Needham's getting a little bit wide there. We're seeing some dust coming up on the racetrack. Now we got to remember these drivers have to take their full race fuel. They're not allowed to take fuel here today in pit lanes. So that has definitely had put some extra wear and tear on their racing tires here at the beginning of the race, having to carry such a heavy load of fuel. So I'm not sure if we're going to see a series of pit stops here about the halfway point, 20-minute mark. But it's going to be interesting to see what each of the drivers have kind of decided to do here. I do suspect we should see a pretty large portion of no stop races here. And oh boy, that was a rough chicane there from Needham's. And Hi My Name is going to gain and start to apply the pressure here. So here we go. This is a battle for 12th and 13th position. Hi My Name is takes a hard inside line, and it's a drag race to the final corner here again between Needham's and Hi My Name is. And Hi My Name is now on that outside line and defensive line here for Needham's, and he's going to open up that apex. And there we go. It's a nice cutback right there, textbook from Hi My Name is. But Needham's is not giving this position up. He is drag racing him down into corner one, and he is going to hold the position down into corner one. This is a great battle right now in the mid-pack, and it was too wide there in the back as well between Crank and Colby CJ. So Colby CJ was taking a little peek there as well in behind that battle we're watching between Needham's and Hi My Name is right now as well. So we're not leaving this. This is a good battle right now. These are drivers that are not thinking about working together right now. The extra drivers up front, these are drivers that are thinking about trying to get the best position they can on the racetrack. And a mistake right there by Hi My Name is, and oh boy, that might have cost him there. That's going to let Colby CJ McCrank close up into this battle. And this is going to very quickly become a four-way scrap here. And it's a four-way battle of McLarens on top of it. So no car advantage here. It comes down to the driver and the tune in these cars now. And again, committing. It takes a lot of commitment this racetrack to make moves here. And number 90, there it is. And Needham's, I thought he was taking a little bit of liberties there on that corner, and he's going to pay the price with a drive-through penalty, and he's going to give this fight up here. So Hi My Name is just needs to hang in there and just chill out and not let these guys in behind him get by right now, as his drive-through penalty needs to be served. And, yeah, I mean, we're coming around the final corner here, so I suspect we're going to see that penalty gets served quickly. No, all right. So, I mean, ultimately, I just want to get that out of the way as quickly as possible. But that's unfortunate there for Needham's. Maybe he figures if he holds off till as long as possible, maybe some battles start happening in behind. Maybe one of these guys makes some mistakes, give him some breathing room for position loss. I'm not sure what's going on there in this driver's mind right now, but I would have dove in right there and then just cleared that thing and just got it over with. And now, starting to feel the pressure here as a Needham's. I mean, big mistake right there. Hi My Name is going to close in here, and I mean, risk versus reward here right now. And I mean, in a tough battle, that would have been the time most certainly to go clear that drive-through penalty. And side by side through the double apex here, very difficult spot to make a pass through, but great job by Hi My Name is and Needham's. Are two wide coming through this sector here, and Hi My Name is going to get the job done. He's going to move up into 12th place. He's going to pass this driver before he goes to serve his drive-through penalty. So now the goal is just to get away from the Needham's here. And there we go, the number 3 car, Fluka, also getting a drive-through penalty here for track limits, and that is how easy it is. We're still 37 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this race, and we've seen there's 3 drivers now penalized for track limit infractions. And oh boy, big lunge up into the final, into the inside apex there. A little bit of contact there with Hi My Name is, and just unnecessary battling from a driver that needs to serve a drive-through penalty here at this point. Yeah, now's the time. Definitely just get out of this fight, serve it, get it over with, and just start making up ground when you come back out. All right, Racing Hobo here in 24th position. We've got Hi My Name is here in 11th place, and well, got some breathing room here now. The next closest car is 3.5 seconds behind with McCrank, so kind of worked out in a sense there for that. Oh, did he just disconnect? I think we just lost that driver. What's going on here? There he is. Camera crew just decided to switch us. I was like, what happened to our driver here after all that battling? So yeah, benefiting there for sure. Almost went wrong there. A little bit of contact from the Needham's there going into that first hairpin there, but no harm, no foul. There's a little bit of contact. So we got Josh Hart here in 6th position. And in behind Johnny B, so not sure what's happened there. Yeah, good pace. We got JP just going around some lap traffic there with the Damn Cat in that Mercedes. And the gap to Rapid Duck right now is at 4.2 seconds. So second, third, fourth place are doing a pretty good job right now at doing exactly what we're talking about, not fighting and just sticking it out here. You can see Fish is pretty much just sitting underneath the wing of Rapid Duck here right now, and Lucas is just kind of sitting about 0.4 of a second off in behind here, just in that slipstream right now, just chilling. But that is allowing Johnny B to start closing back up to these guys here as well. And boy, Johnny B, after having this, oh no, and oh boy, big spin right there from Lucas 36. He gets clipped by Johnny B, and oh no, it has gone from bad to worse right there. We got a BMW just hitting the brakes right there of African, and Johnny B's coming around here right now, and oh wow, that was unfortunate for Johnny B, as Josh Hart here is coming around, and both those cars are definitely going to have some damage there. That was really unfortunate there. That curb just threw that Aston Martin around there on Lucas, and Johnny B trying to avoid that spinning car just catching that front left quarter panel of that Aston Martin, and both cars unfortunately getting some damage out of that unfortunate moment on the racetrack right there. Boy, scary moments for both drivers right there, as they're both competing drivers here. Johnny B's defending champion, so both these drivers just got to get their head back into the game here. They're assessing how badly their cars are damaged at this point right now. And wow, that's a tough one. You hate to see that. You hate to see that, ladies and gentlemen. That car over that curb, just airborne. No tires were touching the ground there. And when it came back down, physics just took over there, and he was along for the ride at that point. Unfortunately, you hate to see it, but still on track and running. So there's always that. We got Smokey here in 22nd position. We got Damn Cat here in 24th. We got Aris Rebos now up into the 8th place, and just in behind him is Sabajin in 9th place. But Sabajin was just made a mistake there going for a ride, and he's going to allow GLR Seal in front there, and Sabajin still going along for a ride there. Colby CJ is trying to navigate around, and I believe Hi My Name is actually going to grab position there for Sabajin. So a rough set of corners there for Sabajin. He's going to lose a spot and a bunch of time there, 2 spots and a bunch of time there to Aris Rebos, but there's still lots of racing left. Ooh, Colby CJ getting it wrong there. He was going way out wide on the exit of the corner there as well. So again, the tires are starting to wear down here. The fatigue's starting to set in for these drivers. Tango 2 in 15th place. He's got some front end damage on his car. We got Fluka here after clearing his drive-through penalty, sitting in 14th position there. So from I believe it was 6th or 7th down to 14th, so losing a few positions with that drive-through penalty. So again, keeping it mean and lean, right and tight on the racetrack's really important here. Joy Boy returns in 13th position, sitting right in behind McCrank, who's right in behind Sabajin, and Joy Boy returns is looking to get the job done as McCrank gets around Sabajin there, and Sabajin is struggling here, so that car maybe feeling the effects of the damage that's occurred on the car there, and Sabajin actually somehow gets that position bank on McCrank and Joy Boy there, and you can see Fluka just coming around the corner there in the background as well. So good little battle happening here in the mid-pack. Kilty coming in with a thumbs up. How you doing, my dude? Scott coming in with that thumbs up as well. Hope everybody is doing well here tonight. We are seeing some good battles here, absolutely, 100% guys, 100%. We'll be returning real soon. We love to see it. That's what we love to hear. That's what we love to hear. Alright, ooh, we got McCrank going for a ride here right now, and man, oh man, these guys are racing hard here. Again, somehow managing to keep it out of the wall there, so there is that. So Joy Boy returns is going to move up into 11th, McCrank back down to 12th. He's going to be under fire from Fluka here, and Savage in there in 14th position, so let's get on to Savage in here in 14th. He's got Tango 2 closing in here in 15th position, and I think Savage In's car is hurt. He's having a hard time hitting these apexes. You can see him struggling on the exits here. There's some pretty heavy damage on the left front and back end of this racing car. I think he's fighting a wounded machine here right now, as both those drivers take liberties with that chicane there. And ooh, a wide exit there from Tango 2 in behind, and McCrank going up the inside there, so McCrank's going to move, stay on the inside, defend from Tango 2 here, and this is a good little battle here right now. We're going to stick with this just for a minute longer here. Clearly a wounded Ferrari here, as Luca is now in 12th place and starting to run away from this group of 3 here. And there we go, Sabajin's, he's going to get some work done to that race car there. He's going to be followed in by a driver there. These may be scheduled pit stops perhaps too. I'm not sure what these drivers are thinking on this race today, but let's go see what's happening up front here. We've got Rapid Duck here in 2nd position. JP has about a 6-second lead right now over Rapid Duck. Fish is still just sitting underneath his wing here right now in 3rd place and just chilling, being smart. This is smart racing by these 2 here right now. They're just chilling out. They're not battling. They're not costing each other any time right now. There's still 30 minutes and 35 seconds left in this race. We're just about at the halfway point. JP just continues to slowly pick away the gap. So these 2 working together is just only going to help their chances at a potential battle with JP. If something, even a wiggle from JP is enough for those guys to close up a second or 2. That's really all it can take. So we got Kazi here at 14th. He's got 3.2 seconds in behind Tango 2. It's been a little bit of an up and down race for this driver. He was up in the top 15 to start the race. He got a good race start and seemed to be making good ground. And then I don't know if he had a penalty or if he just spun off the racetrack. But as a halfway point of the race, it just went through, says race control. Just fell back. He was down in 19th position. Now he's gotten his way back up to 14th, trying to track Tango 2 down here. He's about 2.5 seconds up in front. Johnny B here, he's had good pace all weekend, and Lucas as well, but just a few moments ago, a couple laps ago there, we seen Lucas coming through that exact corner, got a little too much of that curbing and spun his car around, and Johnny B went to go around him there, just clipped Lucas's car there. So both those drivers still in the 4th and 5th position, but was definitely a scary moment for both these drivers here on the track. And it looks like Johnny B is going to take a look up the inside here, and he didn't have the room, so Lucas is going to hold it off for now. But that over-under coming back here from Johnny B, and it's a drag race now as we head down to the final corner with the Aston Martin straight line speed just a little bit better than the McLaren there, and he's going to get that run first into the final corner. So Johnny B and Lucas here, this could just be smart driving here and not really battling, but just staying in clean air from these 2 drivers. But the gap to Fish is about 8 seconds after that. Oops, he's on the racetrack there. Josh Hart in 6th place. Oh, there we go. Johnny B just gets around Lucas there. So just as we leave, of course, we missed the pass, right? Go figure. I thought Johnny B was just chilling in behind there for the time being, but nope. Johnny B has moved himself up into 4th place, and Johnny B is potentially on that mission to catch Fish and Duck here now. And well, let's see how this works out here. So Lucas now in 5th place. He's trying to sit in underneath that wing of Johnny B. This is the defending champion, so definitely the guy you want to follow around the racetrack who's in front of you. We got Bloxham here in 7th place as well, so lots of fast drivers up at the top part of this grid. But I mean, Fish and Duck right now, this is just textbook racing here right now. They know that even if they try to battle once, they're going to lose a couple seconds to the race leader right now, so they just aren't battling. Now took Gearbox in 19th position. We got McCrank here in 23rd after that pit stop, so we followed in Sabajin there. We got Rock Lee coming into pit lane. We got Needhams here in the Sky McLaren in 15th position after having to serve that drive-through penalty there. We got Racing Hobo here in 22nd position. He's got McCrank there all over the back end of him, and Sabajin in 21st place there after his pit stop as well. So here we go, side-by-side action here between McCrank and Racing Hobo. Racing Hobo has the inside track right now, but McCrank gets the run on the outside and going to get to the final corner first. So McCrank moves up into 22nd position and tries to start chasing down Sabajin, who's trying to chase down whoever's up in 20th place ahead of him. Alright, let's take a look at what's happening in 8th and 9th place here. So we got Ares Rebos and Hi My Name Is here, Porsche McLaren. in 8th and 9th place. Now Ares Rebros just chilling, doing his thing. Car is pristine condition, still sparkling on the racetrack. Hi, my name has had a much more eventful race. It's been very scrappy for him, but he's clearly had good pace here as he's starting to reel in the Porsche driver and the pressure. Pressure mounting there, and Ares Rebos just making a mistake there, getting off the track, and that was a great job there by Rebos to just hold the line the best he could there, allow the time for Hi, my name is, as he had position on the inside of the racetrack there to get around him there, and then of course he could safely get back on track. So both cars are still moving and in one piece, so great recognition right there by Ares Rebos, and good for Hi, my name is, as he gets the position in an immediate 2-second gap due to the mistake by the Porsche driver. So Josh Hart in 6th place here, and I mean, this front group is, I feel some of these guys are kind of just biding their time right now. They're just saving their cars. I think that the real push probably starts with 10 minutes to go. Fastest driver on the track run right now is actually our 6th place driver, Josh Hart. He's carrying the 127.5 fastest lap currently in his back pocket here on the racetrack, so that's always a plus. But there it is, our race leader, JP here. And I mean, this driver, you look in behind him here. I mean, that's it. That's what he sees. He knows he's got the gap there right now. So he's cool, he's calm, he's collected here right now. You see just nice and smooth there. He's just in his zone, you know. He's just doing his thing. As we come up on the some more lap traffic here with JP, so we'll stick on board here with JP as we try to find a better camera angle. There we go. Let's get on that helmet cam here. JP as he's closing in on Delta Mike and Oreo here, and Oreo gets away there of Delta Mike, and JP of course had enough time there to see that happening. Delta Mike just move off and give JP the line there as well. So great job by both those blue flag guys, and the JP is just going to continue moving and grooving down the racetrack here. 7-second gap now to Rapid Duck and Fish in 2nd and 3rd place. So JDR here, cool, calm, collected right now. He's started in the back. He's up in the 16th position. I think he's moved up like 10, maybe 11 spots here so far in this race. Having a pretty good result. 10 seconds in behind Needham's right now. Luke is here in 5th place, still clinging on to that slipstream of Johnny B here in 4th place. But Josh Hart and Loxham seem to be coming here. And see a GTR off on the racetrack there. I don't know if that was just in response to the blue flag or if he just genuinely made a mistake there. It was just coincidence, but Loxham able to get through there safely. And this was the car there that we've seen off in the racetrack there, that gold GTR here with the purple Hume. Again, difficult car to drive, I'm told. I haven't actually tried it myself yet, but hey, 20th place on the grid here so far tonight, and love seeing Godzilla on the racetrack. That's all there is to it. Damn cat, that Mercedes, oh man, he was smoking down that corner there, and just a little bit of a mistake over the curbing there, and he went for a ride as he just checks to make sure that all the traffic has gone by, and he's going to come back on and continuing on, but poof, made that mistake coming down the downhill S there, and just the car just shot straight across the other one. So close moment there for TDC, but he managed to keep it underneath one there. So GLR Seal here in 10th position. We've got Joy Boy returns in 11th and Fluke in 12th here. It looks like a developing battle here for 10th place right now, so let's sit on board with this for a minute and see what we see here on the racetrack. The immediate battle, I think, is going to be in behind Fluke and Joy Boy here, but GLR Seal is not. He's not safe. He's not safe. Side by side is Fluka and Joy Boy here, and up on the inside into turn 1 goes Fluka. On the timing screen, he gets the position, and he does move up ahead of Joy Boy returns here, and Fluka now back up into 11th position, and now trying to track down GLR Seal, pardon me, here in the Porsche, now 555 Porsche So nice little battle there between Fluka and Joy Boy Returns. And Fluka's got a little bit of time there, but 1.6 seconds currently. Tango 2 here in 13th position, and still nursing damaged front end on this Ferrari here. As you see, Racer just letting him go by here. He's got 5 seconds to that battle. We were just sitting on up in front here, but he does have Kazi closing in here in 14th position. That's about 2 seconds, that gap. Fluka here is in 11th place. We just seen a great pass there by Fluka, and he's got to navigate some lap traffic here and still hold off Joy Boy Returns here. So we're going to sit with this just for a minute. I think you know what, Boy Returns here. He was looking for that over-under there, but he just couldn't quite get the power down there. He took a look up the inside of Fluka there, and Fluka's just going to park that car on the apex and be like, well, if you want to go around, mate, you're going to have to take the long way around. So, Joy Boy settles back in the line here and waits for another opportunity to try and make a move. Delta Mike in pit lane, Savage in back into pit lane, not his day today, I guess. GLR Racer here in 23rd place. We got Franz in 17th as JP's just gone around there, our race leader, and 6 seconds to second place driver Rapid Duck still. And Wish is still plastered to the wing of Rapid Duck here, so I think it'll probably stay like this until about the last 5 minutes, and then they realize they don't have a shot at JP, and this battle will most certainly go off between the two of these guys. But at the same time, they continue to work together. They're not allowing that 3-car pack led by Johnny B catch up to them either, and potentially make that battle for podium even larger than just between the two of these guys. So again, smart decision making happening between our second and third place drivers here. We got Kazi's in 14th position here. Interesting. I think that was a warning from track officials there. I'm not sure what we're seeing there with that white flag being flashed up ahead. Johnny B's in 4th place, still leading that second pack here in the front end of the racing group here today. And he's got Lucas and Josh about a second in behind here, so he's almost broken the slipstream at this point to Lucas in behind, and Josh blocks him from closing in on Lucas here. So Lucas starting to see a little bit of pressure from the two McLarens in behind here, and he's starting just to lose touch with the defending champion here, just a little bit here on the racetrack as well. We've got Bloxham here in 7th position. We got Fish here in 3rd. We've got Gearbox in 21st, and then the potential battle for 20th place here just up ahead here. So let's just sit on board with this for a minute here. Kazi is our 14th place driver, just up ahead of these guys, so he's just navigated around Racing Hobo. There is a blue flag situation, which we've seen about a lap ago there as we're going through the field here. You can see Needham's coming in behind. That's a 15th place driver, so that's a lead lap car, so it's going to turn this into a blue flag situation here again. So Nacho Gearbox is going to try and make something happen. He's going to want to close in on Racing Hobo soon and try to make it happen soon, or he's going to have to eventually give way to that lead lap car coming up. Boy Kazi feeling the wrath of those curves here again. Got McCrank here in 18th position, and it's been a feisty race for this driver here. The GTR is just in behind in 19th. Rock Lee's in pit lane, or coming into pit lane, I'm not sure. We got Needham's here in 15th position. Not bad recovery after having to serve a drive-through penalty for track infractions. Racing Hobo and Nacho Gearbox, there we go, we're coming back, and it looks like the battle's starting to heat up here. So let's sit here just for a moment's time as we have Oreo African just coming around the final corner here to start his 27th lap of the race as well. Or of us, I think he's a couple laps down. So here we go, Nacho Gearbox and Racing Hobo. And this is for 20th and 21st position here on the racetrack. And oh, there it is. There's a big old mistake right there by Racing Hobo, and Nacho Gearbox trying to give plenty of room to get back on track there, and he is going to eventually get that position. So now Gearbox is going to move up into 20th position, and now that's going to draw in the number 14 BMW GLR Racer into this battle for 21st position here as well. So battles happening all throughout the field here, no matter what it seems like what position you're in. Hi, my name is here in 8th place, and he's in no man's land right now. He's got 4 seconds to Aris Rebos in behind him, and he doesn't have a positional car within eyesight of him in front at the moment. So it's our race leader JP here, and it's 8.6 seconds now to Rapid Duck here in second place. So I said that. I said if JP gets into what we like to call the comfort zone, he's very hard to beat, and that's about where he is now. He's just in that management part of his race where he's just controlling the gap and just trying to navigate safely around the blue flag cars. And I'm not sure if that was a mistake or just a car giving way there, but definitely some racers just absolutely just calling it a day there when the leader comes up to him. And I understand that, but you know, you don't have to completely sacrifice your race just to let a car by. But I get it. GDR here in 16th. That was Rock Lee. I think we've seen just go off track there and let the leader by. We got Lucas here still tucked in behind Johnny B. Bloxham's actually made his way around Josh Hart here, and Bloxham now closing in on Lucas. So these guys realize that there's probably no fight with second and third place here at this point, unless something crazy happens up in front of them. So now this is going to become a four-way battle for 4th through 7th place, essentially. And for Bloxham and Johnny B, they definitely want to be at the front of this battle. So don't count Bloxham out of this yet. He's got a clean race car here where we know that Lucas and Johnny B have had a little bit of contact with each other that caused most certainly damage to both these racing cars. And ultimately, for being right in behind Fish and Duck here still on the racetrack as well. So Bloxham and Josh Hart with opportunity here. And while Bloxham, he's a good, efficient, hard racer. So if he sees an opportunity on this Aston Martin up in front of him here, don't think for a second that he is not going to grab it. As we got a yellow flag flashing up ahead of these guys here, and it's just coming out of the chicane, and it is one of the lap cars there, Delta Mike, off the edge of the racetrack there outside of the chicane. So no harm to our race leaders. And there we go, Bloxham gets that good run into the hairpin here, really closes up on Lucas. And are we going to see something happen into the final corner in turn 1 here is the bigger question. And again, the final corner is a tough corner to pass on unless a hole is opened up by a driver. You might see a cutback attempt there, which we've seen plenty of here tonight, but other than that, you don't typically see that side-by-side battle through there. Typically you'll see the driver that's on the outside just back out and well, essentially try to set up that cutback move coming into the corner with a wider entry. We've seen that from Kazumitsu there a little while ago too, and it just didn't quite work out for him. It was defended off quite well by Franz, but we got another yellow flag up in front of our race leaders here, and things are starting to get a little bit dicey here as we're getting around the racetrack here. The leaders seem to have to be 100% on point here right now. The damn cat up in position here into 23rd position right now in the Mercedes, and I'm told this car is not that easy to drive either. Aris Rebos here in 9th place on the racetrack, again looking for that top 10 finish, just staying cool, calm and collected. GLR Seal in behind there in 10th place, but Fluka is tracking. It has that gap down to a second, so it's been a slow track on GLR Seal, but it's a track nonetheless, and he is closing in. Tango 2 and Kazi here for 13th and 14th position, and much of the same thing. Kazi's been tracking Tango 2 here for several laps now, and he is finally starting to close in on the wounded Ferrari up in front. And that was a good game right there by Kazi coming out of that corner. And we may see a potential move here in the next few corners. Oh, Kazi's just a little bit of a step out on that car. Some oversteer coming around that corner there as he went to try and set up. I'm assuming he went to go set up his move there. Jake coming in with that thumbs up on the stream. How you doing, homie G? We got Fluka here in 11th place, and oh, you hate to see it, Kazi there. Ooh, Delta. That is some heavy damage on the front end of that Ferrari here. We got Joy. This guy's name, yeah. We're skipping. Take that. Savage in 26th place. Having a rough day. Looks like he's just got to park that thing there, and he's just going to settle for where he settles here today. A couple of drivers look like they just kind of retired the cars here at pit lane for the day, and a couple of tough races out there for some guys. We got GLR Racer just letting, of course, lead lap cars go through there. Franz in 17th, Oreo there in 20, I think that was 25th we saw there. We got JP, only a 5-second gap here now on Rapid Duck. So, yeah, it's only a 5-second gap here. So, a mistake made by JP, or got a little held up here in lap traffic potentially. And these two are starting to close in with 11 minutes remaining. So, that's interesting. We'll be keeping our eye on that. We got Johnny B still holding off in 4th place. Bloxham has got around Lucas, and now Lucas is under threat from Josh Hart here in behind as well. So, let's see as he comes through the corner here. Josh Hart has made his way around Lucas here, so Lucas has dropped 2 positions here in the last lap as well. So again, this had a little bit of contact with that mistake in the mid part of the race here. Definitely has affected that race car here in the latter parts of this race, and you hate to see it, but still holding strong there. Fish in the 3rd place, and he's starting to lose touch with Rapid Duck a little bit here. So he was tucked right in underneath the wing of Rapid Duck here for, well, pretty much the last 30 minutes of this race. And now it seems like Rapid Duck has just opened up the gates a little tiny bit. But boy, it closes up big time right there, does Fish on the back end of Duck. And at what point do these two start to battle here for 2nd and 3rd position is the bigger question here. Now JP is still about 5 seconds up the road here. So JP has put a couple of blue flag cars in between himself and 2nd and 3rd place. They're a little bit of a cushion, so to speak. They got to navigate that traffic before they can close in on JP here. We got the Damn Cat and the Crank here. This is not a positional battle here. You can see TAC just getting out of the way there. We got Anitams coming through here. He's in 15th position. Kazi is about 3 seconds up the road, and he has the race leader, his next car in behind him. So we got Racing Hobo here in 21st position. And Nacho Gearbox just up ahead, less than a second. So that battle is still on between those two. Hi, my name is like I said, kind of a no man's land right now in 8th place. He's just got to not make any mistakes at this point. He should bring home that 8th place finish. And here we go, battle between Bloxham and Josh Hart now. Was that? No, maybe it wasn't. It's a battle between Johnny B and Bloxham here now, as Bloxham is looking to get up ahead of Johnny B. So Bloxham on the live timing screen is up ahead of Johnny B right now, but Lucas is giving a charge here too as well to Josh Hart, and it is going to be Bloxham moving up into 4th place. So Bloxham has just been kind of chilling, obviously sitting behind these guys, saving his race car. Now he's stepped it up a little bit as he's gotten around Johnny B there, and moves happening here in the last 10 minutes of the race. So everybody's played nice, and now all gloves are off here. JP's still in this race lead, 4.5 seconds. So starting to wonder if the tires are falling off, or if he's conserving a little bit here maybe in this car. But the gap is definitely closing right now, the 2nd and 3rd place. We got JDR here up in the 16th place, and this driver's potentially moved up the most positions here today on the racetrack. I believe he started in 26th position and currently sitting in 16th place, so he's having a good run. Lucas here in 7th position, still battling with Josh Hart here, but some wounded race cars up in this front pack here. We've got Smokey in 19th position. GTR still holding out in the top 20 here. We've got TDC in 23rd position. Eris Rebos still holding the top 10 position, and still holding off Lucas, still managing that gap at about a second right now from the Ferrari in behind. So GLR Seal here in 11th position, losing 10th place to Fluka there a little while ago, it looks like, and now has Joy Boy in behind him 1.2 seconds. So it's been a feisty race for Joey Boy today. He has been battling hard, and it's definitely a well-earned race finish for him. We got Tango 2 in 13th place here, and with 7 minutes and 10 seconds remaining on the clock, this race is most certainly starting to wind down, but it's just starting to kick off at the same time. Drivers are starting to kind of put those loud pedals down a little bit here now, trying to close those final gaps up and trying to gain those last positions. So the risk versus reward factor goes up a few levels here at this point in the race. Let's see how it all works out. JP has what for a gap. Rock Lee is in pit lane here. So there's no cars in between first, second, and third place right now at the moment. And Needham's is 17 seconds ahead of JP. So 6 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock and 5-second gap right now from second to first place. And second place has pressure from Fish in behind here in third place. So going to be interesting. You see JP just going around the corner up ahead there, so they can see this driver in certain parts of the racetrack still in the lead as well. So JP is working hard here to make sure that he brings this thing home on the top of the podium today. And it hasn't been that decisive 20-30 second gap win that we've seen from JP earlier in the season, which means that the competition is just getting that much stronger as we near the end of our racing season here. But it's a good drive between Rapid Duck and Fish here right now. I mean, if we're going to talk about driver of the day awards, I mean, granted we have a driver moving up about 11 positions on the racetrack here currently. That definitely can't be negated out of that discussion, but you got to talk about these two. I mean, these two have played a cool, calm, collected all race long. Granted, they're not quite close enough to battle for that lead, but they've made all the right choices on the racetrack here, and they're going to both be most likely rewarded with a podium finish. Granted that they don't battle themselves out of it. Kazumitsu here in 15th position. We've got Johnny B in 5th place here. He's losing touch with Bloxham, so Bloxham's gone. He's trying to catch up to those guys up front, but I think that the timer is the race clock is against these guys at this point. Bloxham here in 4th place. He's got this lap traffic deal with, and this is a positional battle here too between Nacho Gearbox and Racing Hobo. These two have been kind of fighting with each other here for the last dozen laps or so around the racetrack now, and you can see Bloxham is just chilling here behind these guys. He may be aware that that's what's going on there. He gets up on the inside of Nacho Gearbox here, gets around him quite quickly. Gearbox just gives away, and that's unfortunate because Gearbox had made all that time up on Racing Hobo and was starting to put pressure on him there, and ooh, there we go. Bloxham goes through there. That actually might be good for Gearbox now, as ooh, he just gets around. Boy, oh boy, that was close. There was almost major contact right there, and Johnny B had to check up there not to get involved with that. And boy, you can see him flash his headlights back there, like, come on, you guys, let me through here. Oof, tense moments on the racetrack right there. Almost seen two of our front runners get caught up there. We got McCrank here in 17th position. We've got Rock Lee. I don't know, Rock Lee must be behind pit wall there. They keep showing him over at the pit entry, but he's not actually sitting there. Needham's in the Sky McLaren. He has got some heavy front end damage. I don't even know how that hood is sitting on that car at this point. It looks completely separated. But I mean, 4 minutes left in the race. Just going to try and get this car around the track here and try not to lose any more positions. Racing Hobo here in 21st position. Just clusters of cars everywhere, positions mixed up everywhere. Nacho and Racing Hobo still battling, for 20th and 21st position there. We got Hi My Name is here in 8th place right now, and nothing changing there. It's just been a lonely little drive for the last little while there for that driver, but a top 10 finish, so nothing to be upset about there. Josh Hart here in 7th place. He is now behind Lucas, so Lucas has gained that position back on Josh Hart here. That might have been maybe some traffic involvement there, but Josh Hart's still holding that fastest lap on track. However, JP is just going around, and Needham's there in the Sky McLaren, and that gap is 4.8 seconds to Duck. So I mean, it's not for a lack of trying. The JP is just managing that gap very, very well. JDR going around Racing Hobo there, and that's twice now we've seen car go off in that part of the racetrack. We got Lucas getting around Kazi there. Josh Hart coming up to that point here as well. So it's a whole lot of lead lap traffic dealing with blue flag cars here right now in a race. We got Fluka and Eris Rebos battling it out here for 9th and 10th place, and we were wondering when this was going to happen here. And Fluka just making the move into turn 1 here. Eris Rebos trying to respond back, actually just touching into the back end of Fluka's car here, just a tiny little bit, but Fluka still has the position, and it is fight on between these two. Rebos is right tucked in underneath that Ferrari's wing here right now with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this race. This is a great battle for 9th and 10th place, and I mean, hey, it's game on. There's 2 minutes left. Let's go. And ooh, a nice great run through there from the Porsche. It's side by side action here between Rebos and Fluka. Porsche versus Ferrari. Porsche has the inside track here as they go through the kink, and he's going to get the job back. So a great response there from our Porsche driver. He's going to get the position back from Fluka. And that was a great 1 lap long battle here between these two cars. And what do we have? About a minute and a half lap. So we're going to have potentially 2 to go here. Depending on when the race leaders, of course, cross the start-finish line. But we're going to stick with this for a minute because this is a hot battle. Fluka's going to take a look up the inside, and ooh, again, a little bit of contact there from Aris Rebos trying to get the cut back there and spinning that Ferrari driver around. GLR Seal, he's going to take advantage of that position there. And Aris Rebos is going to be like, ooh, well, you know what? I'm just going to keep rolling here for a second. And I think he wanted to give Fluka the position back there, but sitting stopped on the racetrack will eventually get you disqualified here on ACC. So you can only stop for so long before you get warning from race officials to get the car moving. So I'm assuming that if Fluka catches back up here in the next minute, that he's going to give the position back, or he's just going to take his chances with the stewarding officer, pop him back in and say goodnight. Hope to see you again. You betcha, John. You betcha. Alright, so this official leader is on the final lap of the race here. GLR Seal here in 10th place, not quite able to take full advantage of the mistake between Rebos and Fluka there, but he does grab 1 position out of that exchange. Tango 2 and 14th. Fluka here on the receiving end of said incident here, actually losing 2 positions out of the deal essentially. Delta Mike here in 25th. We got Joey Boy returns here in 12th place. I'm having a hard time saying that today. GLR Racer in 22nd position. We got Franz here in 16th position. He's having a good race. He was about 19th in practice. He was about the same in qualifying, and he's just a little bit faster than that here on race pace today. So he's having a good race here. We've seen some great driving from him today, as well as he was doing some good defending on Kazimitsu at one point in the race there as well. Alright, so let's stay with 2nd and 3rd place here. JP's coming near the end of this final lap here, so when he comes across that start-finish line, it'll be a race victory there for JP. Oh, both those drivers taking a little bit of liberties there in that chicane, and this is no more a friendly fight here. This is going to be, if I can find a way around you, Duck, I am definitely going to try at this point here now. He's got 1 corner left to try and make something happen here on Rapid Duck, so 2nd and 3rd place being contested here, and let's see what happens. Gonna see a tight line coming from Fish here, but Rapid Duck's going to get a hold of him off here, and he's going to take 2nd place. Going to be a 3rd place finish there for Fish, so congratulations to JP with the race win. We got Rapid Duck in 2nd, we got Fish in 3rd. Bloxham brings it home here in 4th place. Johnny B is going to bring it in 5th. Lucas is going to bring it home here in 6th. Josh Harden behind in 7th position as he comes across the line here now. Hi, my name is in 8th place. He's just heading up to the final corners here now. And it will be an 8th place finish here for this driver. We have the Needhams finishing 13th, Tango 2 finishing 14th, JDR in 15th, Franz in 16th, McCrank 17th, Kazi in 19th place, Nacho Gearbox in 20th, Racing Homo in 21st. So Nacho Gearbox and finally edging out Racing Homo right at the end of the race there. GLR Racer there, I'm not sure where he finished, but it's going to be Hi, my name is in 8th place. Fluka and Aris Rebos and GLR Seal here. So as I suspected, that position was given back to Fluka if he caught up to Rebos there, and that's most certainly probably what happened there. It's just a suspicion, and that's going to be a 9th place finish for Fluka. It's going to be a 10th place finish for Rebos, and it's going to be an 11th place finish there for GLR Seal. Joy Boy returns very close behind in 12th place, and Needhams finish there. You can see some heavy damage on that race car. We got Smokey coming around the final corner here in that GTR. He's going to take that checkered flag in 18th position here today. And GG's to all our racers. Some pretty great racing out there tonight. Alright, so we're just going to return to the garage. So we got JP, Duck, and Fish here. So our third, second, and first place drivers tonight. Some usual suspects up there and a new face on the podium, so we love to see that. So let's continue looking through our field here. We have Kazumitsu in 19th position. We had Nacho Gearbox finishing up in 20th place. Racing Hobo in 21st position. GLR Racer in 22nd. We have the Damn Cat here in 23rd position as he's sitting in his pit box there. Oreo Halferton also in his pit box in 24th. Delta Mike in 25th place. Sabajin in 26th. Call Me CJ in 27th. Rock Lee in 28th. Jakey Vic and Butler Racing all with a D and S here today, unfortunately. And 28 drivers starting the grid here today. That's some good racing right there, ladies and gentlemen. GG's to the drivers. So we're going to flip you over to the other screen where you're going to let you watch the amazing video here provided by IRL, and we'll talk with some podium finishers here in just a few minutes time.
Chase to the sundown. We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up. Chasing, chasing, chasing. Every day we chasing, chasing, chasing. No time to be wasted. Look, faking the lead, we don't follow. We need it now, not tomorrow. Don't care what they say, not changing the pace. Working too hard to be last in the race. So much time in the day, and it ain't none to waste. Working this hard to be one of the greats. Whatever it takes, put that on the plate. Life is a gamble, we raising the stakes. Moving the bar up so high. Been on our grind, full life. Bringing the light, you just so bright. We shining, platinum sound cool, but we trying to reach diamond. Hard work pays off, that's perfect timing. Changing the world with this rhyming, it's priceless. We got the nicest by putting the time in. Can't be the greatest, you're not even trying. What now? We on the chase to the sundown. We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up. Chasing, chasing, chasing. Every day we chasing, chasing, chasing. No time to be wasted. What now? We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up. What now? We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up.
Man, I lost track of time. I apologize, Mama. Go ahead and eat without me. I'm still on the grind.
I ain't touching home base by dinner time. All I can see is the finish line. Started, I gotta finish mine. It's get it time, anytime, hella long. I've been in line, I didn't mind it all. Wake and bake, won't take a break at all. That's on my word, my boss. Naming lights, gon' have to pay me twice or pay me no mind, and I don't mind it all. My grind is grit, I am my job to inspire. I'm right behind Gote, line has been fired by a chain for a time. I ain't get hired, second wind kicked in, I probably won't get tired. Kevin Gates and Kevin Bacon, only 6 degrees of separation between me and the next level of elevation. Perseverance, the art of dedication.
What now? We on the chase to the sundown. We on the chase to the sun up. What's up? Leading the line when we run up. Chasing, chasing, chasing. Every day we chasing, chasing, chasing. No time to be wasted.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we do have... We're playing cat and mouse right now, but we do have JP with us here, so just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, as there we go, we got JP here. We were jumping around in chats here, getting that all sorted out. So we do not have our third and second place driver here in the interview box with us currently right now, but we do have our race winner JP here, and it was definitely not that easy of a race for him here tonight. We've definitely seen some commanding performances from our Lamborghini driver here earlier on this season, but as the competition continues to grow stronger and tougher, the pack is definitely starting to pace behind JP GT here if he gets out in front. Today he got out in front, but he wasn't really able to get that what I like to call comfort gap for himself. He had to really keep up his pace. He really had to keep it on point here tonight, and really was only able to get that gap stretched out. I think the maximum at one point in the race here was about 8 seconds, and then I believe we seen 3 seconds fall out of the pace there. So either a small mistake or just some blue flag traffic slowing him down a little bit here. But a pretty cool, calm race for you tonight. You didn't receive any immediate pressure off race start. You got a great race start on the green flag after a great qualifying run. Talk to the viewers about how your race was here tonight and how was managing the blue flag traffic out there today, because there was definitely a lot of it.
Yeah, thanks. A very tough race to manage tires for me and pace. So right out of the bat, I was really managing my tires and trying to make sure I could keep them until the end. Yeah, the traffic management was also well, mostly good. I think I avoided a close one at the end, but everything went fine. And yeah, my tires were very done by the end, and that was what was worrying me the most. But overall, great race. I'm pretty happy, of course.
Absolutely, and I mean, the championship very tight here up in the top end of the field here this season. Again, lots of competition on the coming into the grid here this season. I mean, as a racer, obviously you welcome more competition on the racing field. That way, if you do secure those championships, it makes it that much sweeter and feel that much more accomplished, I suppose. But these guys are tracking. These guys are starting to have an answer for you here on the track. So with just a couple races left of the season, what is that mentality? Does your practice plans change? Does anything change here as you move forward into the remainder of the season?
No, I stay the same for sure. I think my tuning, my setup philosophy for the car, and my training works well right now. So I'm not gonna change that for sure. But I know that the next two races, the next two tracks are not my best. So I wanted to grab as much as possible until those races to get a shot at the championship. And yeah, so far pretty happy how things are going, and I hope it's gonna go well next tracks also. Rapid Duck super pace tonight, awesome race. WRL Fish also super nice pace, very fast driver, new one. So very excited to see this new guy. And also MX Bloxham, Johnny B, Lucas, Josh also who has returned, MX. Have I forgotten MX? Those guys are really fast, and yeah, the field was stacked tonight, and I was pretty excited. So yeah, that was great.
Absolutely, and lots of great battling on the racetrack here tonight. In behind you, I mean, the front pack. The front. I would say the front 7, 8 drivers. You guys stayed pretty close together for the early parts of the race, but you guys, just cool, calm, collected racers as always. You guys just know the early battling is only going to cost you guys some time and potentially allow the pack to catch up, which could just create more complications for spacing out away from that pack. So you guys, you played it cool, you played it calm, but huge shout out to our second and third place finishers, Duck and Fish. Both these drivers, they had opportunities all race long to just battle and battle and battle for that second and third place position, but they knew the moment that they tried to battle that they were going to lose that also important time gap to you up in front, and the whole race those two just sat nose to tail and tried to catch you, but your pace just ultimately kept them just a little bit behind. So I just want to give a good shout out to Duck and Fish for a really well thought out strategic race as competitors on the racetrack, with a goal in mind to try and catch and beat JP, but not tonight. The Lamborghini driver coming out strong. And I mean, what do you need to do here the next two races to try and have the best shot? You need a couple of wins to back you up here still?
For sure, I'll try to win. I try to win every race I go in, but sometimes, like the next two races, I'm not. Those are not my best tracks. So I hope I can do damage control over there, and yeah, I hope for the best still.
Absolutely. Well, 2 weeks remaining, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to crown our champion here. Does Johnny B hold his title, or do we see somebody new come and take that away? Bloxham challenging here, JP challenging, Duck challenging, and lots of new faces coming in to throw a wrench in this championship program here this weekend. And well, 2 weeks to go. It is all business now for these drivers. So congratulations on a great drive here today. Definitely a well-earned win here. It wasn't an easy one, and can't wait to see what you have for us next weekend.
Always glad to be here, and see you next time.
Shoutouts too. I almost forgot you. Any shoutouts you want to throw out there before I let you go? Sorry, my man.
Well, of course, big shout outs to IRL, a terrific organization for the race, as always. And of course, yourself, Ghost, thanks for the much appreciated commented stream. It's always a pleasure watching this after the race.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate the call-outs, and congratulations to yourself and all of the other 28 drivers on track and behind our eventual winner JP here tonight for an absolutely great, battle-filled race action packed race tonight. This is a great race. We've seen lots of great clean battles out there. We've seen lots of not so good moments from drivers in the corridors here, which we always expect to see at Donington Park, but it was a great race, and these drivers just continue to improve race by race, and it just makes the action that much better. So congratulations to everybody, and to yourself, JP. Enjoy the win, and hopefully we can repeat it next weekend.
Thank you. See you next time.
You betcha. Cheers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. We have Craig Stephan Pini Jr. coming in with a follow on Facebook as well. Welcome to the Winner Circle community, my guy. We appreciate that extra level of support. Stay winning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there we have it. Our 6th installment of our Infinite Racing League Fall Series live here tonight. And what a doozy it was. We've seen great battles right from the top of the field to the back of the field, right through the whole 60 minutes. And like it has been all season long, we have had great moments right down to the checkered flag here. And no different here tonight between Fish and Rapid Duck, and smart driving definitely guaranteed those two their second and third place finishes here tonight. JP just had enough underneath of him here at the end of the race to hold those two charging off in behind with a 5-second gap and a win here in round number 6 for that Lamborghini, who is going to stand on the podium next week. Notable mentions: Johnny B and MX Bloxham, Josh Hart and Lucas having a great battle near the end of that race there to sort out behind the podium as well. And lots of love to the rest of our drivers out there, because that was a beauty of a race, and the drivers are going to look back at the film. They're going to do their debrief with their race teams. They're going to see where they need to improve on these race cars, and they'll have them back out in 1 week's time. So 8 p.m. Eastern time, ladies and gentlemen, 1 a.m. UK time. We'll be back live here at Infinite Racing League for round 7 of our 8-round Fall Series Championship. And I think all gloves are going to be off here starting next week. So we appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Please do not forget to like and share the streams out if you have done so already. You're absolute legends, and we appreciate it for you. That support is always amazing. And if you enjoy the content, you want to see more like it, hit that subscription or that follow button, turn on all the live notifications, and every time we go live here at Infinite Racing League and GT45 Gaming, you'll get notified. We love you. We appreciate you all. Remember, you all matter. Have a great holiday season. Don't drink and drive. Let's make smart decisions out there, everybody, and stay winning. We'll catch you on the next one.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few